Hello game trollers and welcome to a new video. This video is of course my predictions for NXT Takeover Brooklyn numero 3. I think that's what it is. Yeah, we got the third and final NXT Takeover Brooklyn, and it's looking pretty good. Yeah, it's looking pretty decent. It's a shame Tommaso got injured. We could have had something very special here, but what are you gonna do? So, let's get right into it. So, first off here, we have Aleister Black taking on Hideo Itami, and I assume Hideo would be going up to the main roster after this. Like, they have the shake-up and everything afterwards, and, like, I'm assuming, like, one of the only people who would manage to get the call-up would be Hideo. I mean, he's been on NXT for, like, 2 to 3 years probably. I don't know. I think he came in at like late 2014. I know he's in 2K16, so that means he was around long enough in 2015 to be included in the game. So I think he came around like late 2014. So yeah, so I'm assuming he will get the call up. Now the question is, will he be going up to the main roster with a win or a loss? Because generally, like, people do lose and then they go up. Like Sammy last year, he lost to Shinsuke, then he went up. I think Bailey lost to Asuka last year. Lost the NXT Women's Championship last year at some point. I think at NXT Takeover Brooklyn. Actually, and then she went up like in September. You know, like that. They generally go to the main roster after losing a match, so I don't really know. So yeah, so they generally go up with a loss, and I assume Aleister would probably get an NXT Championship match, or at least a high-profile match at some point later down the line. So I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I think Aleister is going to win this. I'm going to go with Aleister. This should be a really cool match, though. Like, two really good strikers and everything. Two heavy hitters, you know, going at it. It should be really good. Should be really good. Next up, we have Johnny Gargano taking on Andrade Cien Almas. And he's actually coming to the ring with Thea Trinidad, so that's fun. Yeah, so I don't know. I want to say they would keep, like, Johnny relevant. You know, like, Johnny is, like, one of the better guys on the roster, I assume. Like, he's going to be, like, main eventing this stuff soon. Andrade sort of just been there for the past, like, years. So giving him the push over Johnny, who, like, pretty much will have, like, the highest profile feud on NXT since, like, I don't know, Joe versus Shinsuke or something crazy like that, or Tommaso. I mean, I assume they won't, like, just take away all Johnny's momentum by, like, making him lose to Andrade, who really hasn't been doing much. But, you know, I don't know. I'm gonna go with Johnny. I'm gonna play my my card safe. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, I do feel like there's a small chance that Andrade will win, but I'm going with Johnny. So next match here we have is Asuka taking on Ember Moon, and the big match on the NXT Women's roster. The two biggest competitors on the roster until, like, the Mae Young Classic finishes, and then we can get, like, I always forget which one. I think it's Kyrie. I think it's Kyrie that's still on NXT and not Io. So, like, before, like, those guys show up, I assume most of them will, like, stay on the roster, like Candice and hopefully Tessa. I'm not sure. I think maybe Tessa will stay on the Indies and stuff. I also forget who Tessa dates. I know Will Ospreay is dating B Priestley, so I think Tessa is dating Ricochet. I'm not sure. Anyways, so yeah, maybe, who knows? I know Candice might, like, stay on NXT, so she's gonna be big. But yeah, so the two biggest names on the roster so far, Asuka, Ember Moon, and the big question is, I mean, it's a given that Asuka will be going up, but after SummerSlam, like during the shake-up or whatever, like that's just a given. But, like, the biggest question on all of our minds, will she go up by losing the title in the match itself, or will she have to, like, just relinquish the title to go up, or will she just keep the title on the main roster? Like, what's gonna happen with Asuka? Because obviously she has been, like, I think she's been, like, undefeated for, like, over, like, 150 so matches or something like that. I think that's what. She has a really long winning streak, and then, like, she hasn't lost a single match, and she also hasn't. She's been champion for, like, the longest time. I think, as I said, since, like, the takeover between NXT Takeover Dallas and Brooklyn. Like, there was a takeover in between that. I think it was the end. She won the title there, probably. I'm not entirely sure. Let me check. No, in fact, she actually won the title at Dallas, and then, like, she defended it against Nia and then Bailey, all that. So yeah, so she's been champion since, like, April last year. So, like, it would be kind of a shame for her to, like, lose the title, like, fair and square, like, it just goes away, like, I don't feel like anybody really deserves that. I mean, Ember deserves it a lot more than everybody else on the roster, but she's herself still doesn't really deserve it that much. So, like, the big question is Asuka gonna lose or not? I want them to keep her undefeated streak heading onto the main roster. Actually, giving her some weight, giving her some giving her a certain, like, stature, some repute, that kind of thing. Like, making her, like, seem like an actual threat to everybody on the roster instead of just coming on the roster. Hey, I'm on the main roster. Hello, everybody. Feuds with, like, one of the lower level people, and then be like, hey, I won the title. That's basically how everybody on NXT has come up. But, like, Asuka is a threat, she is she's the big dog on the roster, So, yeah, I feel like she would win. I think maybe she'll beat Ember, and then, okay, this is what my thinking is. She's gonna beat Ember, right? She's gonna win. She's gonna get called up. She's gonna relinquish the title. And then there's gonna be, like, either, like, a tournament. Maybe that will be, like, the prize for the Mae Young Classic, because I don't think they've actually said, well, like, what they're getting when they win the Mae Young Classic, besides just winning the Mae Young Classic. So maybe the NXT Women's Championship will be, like, the prize they get for, like, winning the tournament. That's my thinking. I feel like that's the best way to do it. Like, having Ember win. I mean, that would give Ember a bit of, a big push, but I don't feel like Asuka will benefit that much from going to the main roster with a loss after not losing for, like, the longest time. So, I don't know. I'm going with Asuka, but it could go anywhere. Next up here, we have a big one. Is the Authors of Pain taking on Sanity. And, yeah. Sanity, their entrance got revealed on Wednesday. That was pretty cool. Green Sawyer Fulton with the mosh pit. This is the best thing. But yeah. So it's cool. It's gonna be pretty good, this match. Like, Sanity pretty much murdered the Authors of Pain on NXT. I think this week, no, last week. I think it was last week. They basically just molested them. It wasn't it wasn't even fair. And I don't know, because I don't think, like, either of these teams will be heading to the main roster. Maybe, like, I don't know, at some point, like, not here. I feel like at some point maybe, but neither of these teams should go on the main roster. And also, I don't feel like any of these guys really, I don't know. Anyways, so here's the big question, right? Who's gonna win? The Authors of Pain or Sanity? I really don't know. This is a really tough one. I'm assuming maybe they'll stretch the feud out a bit. I mean, obviously they'll try to stretch the feud out a bit for, like, at least another takeover. So how are you gonna pull this off? Are you gonna have the Authors of Pain win and then Sanity still want? Like, they win but not clean, so, like, there's just some sign of weakness there, and Sanity can get, like, the rematch at whatever the next takeover is, something like that. Or maybe Sanity will win, then the Authors of Pain will get their rematch, and then they'll lose the rematch too. and all that. I don't really know. I don't know. I really don't know. How long have Authors of Pain been champions? They've been champions since like San Antonio, which was in January, so they've been champion for pretty long. So I assume maybe Sanity will take the titles from them. I think that would be the better choice here is for Sanity to win. You know, Sanity is a pretty cool team. They haven't really done much, you know, besides like the whole feud with Tai, and I think it was Roderick and Noe Jose. Speaking of which, how long has that man been injured? I know they like put Cassius on. I don't know. Talking about Cassius, he isn't even on the card. I don't know. I feel like if they were to like put Cassius on the main roster, he would have had a match on Takeover. You know, that's just my thinking. But anyway, so I'm going with Sanity for the new NXT Tag Team Champs. And finally, the main event of the evening, we have Bobby Roode, the NXT Champion, the glorious NXT Champion, who's going to be in the game. Oh yeah, he'll be taking on Drew McIntyre. I really don't know. I don't think Bobby will lose, personally. I don't know which one of these guys could get, you know, put onto the main roster. I mean, Bobby's been around for like a year now on NXT. But then again, you know, he would have his rematch for the NXT title anyway, so like, what? He can't like get put up just yet, you know. But Drew's been on NXT for like a few months, but he was on the main roster back in the day, like it's 2010, 2011, when he was like big deal on the main roster or whatever. So like I assume they might just put him back on the main roster to begin with. You know, maybe they'll do Bobby versus Cassius next. You know, and Drew can get pushed up to the main roster. Bobby versus Cassius, Bobby versus Alistair, Bobby versus Johnny. Any of those matches would be good. So I'm assuming like Bobby is gonna retain the titles, sorry, and like Drew will get pushed up to the main roster during the shakeup next week, that's next week. Jeez, man, I swear I haven't been keeping track of time. Like, I only realized SummerSlam was this week when I was watching Raw. That's just how much I haven't been caring. I've only been watching Dragon Ball Z Abridged for the past like week. I don't even know how long. I really haven't been keeping track of time. But yeah, so that's it for my NXT Takeover Brooklyn free predictions. So go over it again. I think I said Johnny, then I said Alistair, then I said Sanity, Asuka, Bobby. That's that. No United Kingdom title match. It's weird how like these takeovers, like they're only like 5 matches. I assume they would have like really long, like I don't know. I feel like they should have like a longer thing. But anyways, yeah, that's it for my NXT Takeover Brooklyn free predictions. What are your predictions? Put them down in the comments, and gonna be recording SummerSlam right after this. So yeah, go check out the predictions for that. And I'll see you next time. I'll see you on the down low for the SummerSlam predictions and whatnot. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want more of these glorious predictions. See what I did there? And yeah, troll on, baby.